Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I want to talk about how the Washington Commanders finally have found their franchise quarterback in Sam Howell, and I'm going to go over a bunch of different stats that show that. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. It really does help out the channel. Make sure you guys check out BetUS, link in the description. So obviously, unfortunately the Washington Commanders lost yesterday. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but there were some positives from that game yesterday, and the main one being Sam Howell and how he again looked very, very good. After a couple weeks in the maybe week 5, week 6, you could have been like, okay, it's only been a couple games, but we've seen a ton of really good games from Sam Howell, and honestly, we've only seen one really bad one, and that was the Buffalo Bills game. We've seen a couple games, like the Cardinals game wasn't great and maybe the Giants game, but for the most part Sam Howell has been very good. And let's get into some stats and then kind of overall how I feel about Sam Howell moving on in the future and what we should do with him in the next couple years. So he has 2,952 passing yards, which rank 5th in the NFL history through 11 career games, which is crazy. We're asking him to drop back a ton. Eric Bieniemy's asking him to drop back a ton, but he is, succeeding while doing that, and able to get 5th all time through 11 career games is absolutely, that's crazy for a Washington quarterback to have that stat. And we're starting to get in that range of games where, like, okay, 11 games, like that is starting to, you're getting to a decent enough sample size to make conclusions. Again, after 3, 4, 5 games, you're like, okay, we got to see more. But you're at 11 games right now. You're at 11 games, so you have a good sense of what Sam Howell can do. And not only that, but he's getting better. He's getting better at avoiding sacks, making less poor decisions. I mean, just overall, he is getting better as a quarterback, which is great to see. And I guess I can just get out of the way. This guy is going to be the quarterback of the future for the Washington Commanders. Minimum, he bought himself another year here. There's just no reason. I know some people thought we would get Caleb Williams or Drake May. It's not happening. We already have, we're already at 4 wins. We're already at 4 wins, and we play the Giants next week. That's probably going to be a win. We're not going to be in position to get them. But also, with the way Sam Howell's playing, like, drafting a quarterback is the least of our worries right now. Our defense is awful. Our offensive line, we could use some help at tackle, one of the tackle spots, even guard spot. We could, quarterback right now is the least of our worries. And what Sam Howell has done this year, even if he doesn't have a great second half of this year, which hopefully he does, knock on wood, still he should be the quarterback of the should be quarterback 1 entering next year. But I think he's already cemented himself into that position, and honestly, he's become a piece that is attractive for a GM or a next head coach to come coach this team or come build this team. Like, instead of it being like, oh, we have to go to Washington and, find a quarterback. Now we have that quarterback in Sam Howell. Is it set in stone that he's a franchise guy? No, we've seen things before with RG3 and stuff like that. Things could definitely change, but things are looking really, really good for Sam Howell. Some other stats: he leads the NFL with 788 yards and 6 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. He's the 9th highest QBR in the fourth quarter, also 2nd in number of times he's gotten sacked. So that's another stat to show, like, he also can play well and perform at a high level during these crunch time moments when you need him to. And also, he's good at bouncing back after bad plays. He usually comes back and balls out. So that's another statistic that I think is really important. Like, leading the league in passing is great and all, but leading the league in passing in the fourth quarter is more important to me, because it shows that he can orchestrate those last minute drives, and the moment isn't too big for him. He did it against the Eagles, a team that went to the Super Bowl. He led them on a game-tying drive with time expiring, got a touchdown, and then that was on the road, and this is on the road as well at Seattle, one of the loudest stadiums out there. Like, that's a tough atmosphere to play in, and they were loud there at the end. And guess what? He leads them on a game-tying touchdown drive and spread the ball around, Diami got a catch, obviously got that touchdown catch. Some other guys got the ball. I know Jamison Crowder got a pass thrown to him. He dropped it, but, Sam Howell throws it to everyone. And, moment isn't too big from, which is another really good thing as well. We didn't really know that early on the season, but he did it in Philly. What was that, week 5? Or week 4. It was week 4. And then now did it against the Seattle Seahawks. So we're seeing more and more of a sample size of him performing under pressure, performing in these big moments, which is great to see. And real quick, a word from today's sponsor.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
And make sure you guys use my link in the description. You get a 125% first-time deposit match if you use that link right there. There's a game tonight, Denver Broncos versus Buffalo Bills. Bills are 7.5-point favorites, and this week the Commanders are going to be big-time favorites against the New York Giants, 10-point favorites. Make sure you guys check them out. Again, link in the description. All right, so back to Sam Howell talk, and as much as we clown this regime, they did get him in the 5th round, so I'll definitely always thank him for that as long as Sam Howell continues to ball out. And yeah, he got drafted in the 5th round, which is crazy looking back on it. Could be like Al Galdi saying he'd be a top 10 pick, maybe even a top 5 pick. Definitely would be the number 1 quarterback taken in that class, and it's kind of ironic because the probably top 2 guys that would be taken in that class were like the last 2 guys in Brock Purdy and Sam Howell. I mean, those guys, I think Sam would be the number 1 guy, and then you probably take Brock Purdy as a second quarterback, and then, I don't know, guess Kenny Pickett. Like that quarterback class, the top of it was not good at all, but man, it's great to see with Sam Howell. Let's look at, some of his total stats. So in 2022, he's played in 10 games, played one game in 2022, so that's 11 total games, 264 completions, 66.5% completion percentage, 2,783 yards, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, gotten sacked 47 times, which is a big deal, and then a 91.5 passer rating and a 47.4 QBR. I don't really care about QBR too much. I don't really like that stat, but it is what it is. Some people do like it. And the rushing wise, again, 10 games, 31 carries, 174 yards, and a touchdown, and has lost 1 fumble, but I think it's 2, right? Because he lost the one in the Cardinals game, and then lost the one yesterday. So I think that's 2 overall. But overall, he's been pretty good for the amount of times he's gotten sacked, which is 47 times. You would think he would have fumbled it way more, but his ball security's been really good. Both times were kind of the first time that was really bad, and then this time, he was just a little bit too long. He should have went down a little bit earlier because that was a nice play, and he's pretty shifty with it. I think he's a good runner, but yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate that he got that fumble, but he bounced back, and that was really one of his only 2 bad plays of the game. I would say that play and then the almost interception that he had right before the touchdown to De'Ami Brown. But like the turnover-worthy plays that he's had have been, they've been decreasing, and it hasn't been that much. I'm trying to go over stats to, compare Sam Howell's stats to other quarterbacks in the league. But you look at that. I mean, it's crazy that he's number 1 in the NFL. And yeah, he hasn't had his bye week, which definitely does contribute to it, because you see all these quarterbacks right here below him have only played 9 games, but still, like, Jared Goff, who's number 4, like, he's played in 9 games, but like he's about 300 behind Sam Howell, so they're right with each other. You look at some of the other stats, completion percentage, he's not as high as he is in passing, not nearly, but he's still top 14. And I don't really think completion percentage matters that much. It really depends on the offense. Some offenses do a lot more short passes, some don't. So I don't, like, if he was high or super low, I wouldn't really take that really too much into account. QBR, let's see where he is. I don't think he's going to be too high. QBR, he is 20th, which I don't really agree with too much. Passer rating, he is 15th. That seems more like it. Again, a lot of those stats, though, passer rating isn't the best indicator of performance because it doesn't take into account drops and, also drop picks as well. Touchdowns, let's look at this. He's number 4. He's tied for 4th with a few other guys, so he's right up there. Interceptions is also high as well. He is, I guess now he's not even the top guy because he was tied for first, but now you got Jordan Love up there, Mac Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Josh Allen and Sam Howell. But like some of the top guys like Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are up there as well. The thing with Sam Howell, you can't take out one game, but like if you did, he's had one really bad game, accounted for four of his interceptions. So if he didn't have that bad game, he would have 5 interceptions, which would place him right in this range right here, which would look much, much better. But again, I think it's just really, really encouraging what we've seen from Sam Howell. The progression of him, he's taking fewer sacks. He's getting rid of it quicker. He's not like super, super speedy, but like he can move around in the pocket, move out of the pocket, extend some plays, and, he can throw kind of off platform. Like I'm not calling him Mahomes at all, but some of the throws he makes are like, hard angle throws like to Brian Robinson. Both of those passes to him were not easy dump offs. Like he had to move around a little bit, throw it a little bit, of a hard angle. And that is really, really impressive. Like the arm talent is there. Like everything you want in a franchise quarterback is there. There's no drama. He's a really good leader. He takes accountability when he doesn't make plays. Seems like his teammates love him. This is the best I've felt about a Washington quarterback probably since RG3. I mean, again, I'm young. I haven't been watching for that long. So, compared to a lot of you guys, but probably the last time is RG3. Like even Kirk Cousins, like I never felt as optimistic about Kirk Cousins just because I don't know. It just feels different with Sam Howell. I mean, Kirk Cousins was definitely the best quarterback we had in a while, but I think Sam Howell has a chance to be better than that. And also, we have him on a rookie contract. So he's got after this year, 2 more years of we're barely paying him. So that's when you really got to win. That's when you got to win, when Sam Howell is making $1, $2, $3 million. So that's why we got to try to rebuild this thing fast. And we got some pieces here, but this defense, it's going to be a long, this defense isn't great. So whoever comes in here is going to try to have to fix that defense. And I mean, honestly, guys, there's a lot of things to fix, but let's stay with the positives. Looks like we have our franchise quarterback. Things could change for sure. Things could change. Things change with RG3. Hopefully, no injuries happen, knock on wood. And, he could, change his style of play a little bit, but I just don't think, like at worst, I think Sam Howell is a starting quarterback in the NFL. At worst, I think that realistically, though, he could be, an above average quarterback, even better than that. If he continues to progress like it's looking, he could be a top 10 quarterback in this league. He could be a Pro Bowl type quarterback. So now if you might be asking me, what else do you want to see from him? Well, just continue to do what he's doing. Honestly, just continue to do what he's doing and extend that over a full season, 2 full seasons. And I guess besides that, try to get rid of the ball like you've been doing a little bit quicker. Avoid those, turnover-worthy plays, which he's been doing. Like he's been doing all the things we wanted to see the last few weeks. So just continue to do that. And he's going to be well on his way to being the guy in DC. He is right now. He just got to continue to do it, honestly. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.